Hello and welcome to a very quick video where I'm going to be going over just a couple of small things in 14erEdit. If you don't know, 14erEdit is a world editing program like Voxel Sniper or World Edit, but one of the big appeals of 14erEdit is that it gives you quite granular control and allows you to really program what you want your brushes to do. So for instance, if you wanted to make a brush that checks grass blocks and places water blocks on top of them, you could do that. Or you can really finely check if there's a grass block and then 3 blocks above it there's another grass block. Maybe you want water in between those 3 or something. So you can really control what you're doing. The issue with this is that what that means is you end up with some quite long brushes and some quite complicated stuff. So even for things that in World Edit are perhaps more simple, like making a brush just to add grass to an area, the grass brush that you would use in 14erEdit looks something like this, or the one that I use, FX7 0.5 if both air at 0 -1 0 grass block set, and then some combination of 70% air, 28% grass, I've got a semicolon, and 2% lily of the valley. And what's great about this is that you have really fine control over this. So if you wanted it to be 10% fire, or 90% air, or 100% grass, you can do all of those things and you really control exactly what you're doing. But the issue with that is that it can be quite hard to remember all of this. You don't always want to be remembering that, and sometimes it's just faster to not have to. For instance, with, again, if we have the vines brush, that would look, it's a slightly shorter one, but it's still got various different components. So this is what the vines brush looks like usually. And it will work. As you can see, it works really well, but the issue is that you're not always going to be able to remember exactly what's on there, and then you don't always want to go and have to look up documentation. And another thing that can happen is you can end up writing brushes that are too long for the chat log. So there is a good way to get around this, and that is by saving your brushes in files. So if we leave Minecraft now and come into just open up Notepad, what we can do is if we go to our grass brush, we want to highlight everything after the actual brush itself. So let's just copy the whole brush for now. But this FXBRS7 0.5, that defines how big the brush is. It's a sphere, it's 7 blocks radius, and it's got the adjustment of 0.5. So let's get rid of that. And now we've just got this operation. So this is what's actually doing the work. And it's checking if there's an air block with a grass block underneath it, then set that air block to be grass, air, or lily of the valley. So you can kind of read through what this is doing and hopefully get an understanding of it. Doesn't matter if you don't have an understanding of it, but it's there. Then if you want to save it, what you do is obviously save as, and I'm just going to stick mine. Well, okay, this works. So if we come into our MMS folder, so wherever you've saved the mapmaking mega server, go into 14erEdit and then ops, and you can save it in this folder here. So I'm going to save this as grassbrush.txt and just save it like that. So then what we can do is we can, once we restart the server, we will have access to this brush. So I will quickly do that. And this may seem a bit long-winded, but it is really powerful, and I'll show you some of that in a moment. I'll probably pause until the server restarts. Okay, so now the server has restarted and it's loaded up our operation. So now all we have to do to get the grass brush to work is to come and type out this. So we type FXBRS and then however big you want the brush to be. And then instead of if, both, etc., all you have to type is file grassbrush.txt. And so now that's a really easy way to save brushes that you use a lot or that are long and complicated and you don't want to have to work out how to do them again. You can save them within 14erEdit and you'll be able to access them at any time. So that's basically it for the tutorial. That's all I wanted to show, is that you can save brushes like this and it can save you a lot of time. Just to show off what this can do is that by writing longer and longer commands and operations, you can come up with some brushes that do really powerful stuff. So this is one I've been working on, which is called Flatten. And what it does is it uses different types of noise, or it uses noise to basically create terrain with different layers like this. So instead of just having flat terrain, you've now got this terrain like this. And there's another version of it as well. So that one works in one way, and this one gives a slightly smoother terrain. So rather than jumping up and down several blocks at a time, it's mostly just one block gaps. And you can see that this is quite powerful. It's doing several different things, and I don't have to remember the command for it because I've got it saved. I can also use some of the trees from the treepo that I've been working on, and using this brush I can simply paste down a random schematic. It picks one of 16 to paste whenever I click, and it will paste trees like this. Now if I want to get one of these brushes, all I have to do is FXBR, let's select the right one, FXBRV, and then file, randomoak.txt, and there it is. And you can find these three brushes in my new brush repository that I've decided to start putting stuff in. So if anyone's interested in any of these three, they can find them there. Oh, a quick addendum is that you don't actually have to restart the server in order to add new brushes. If you're just adding in a new brush, you can do it because you're only going to do it once. If you are making more complicated brushes and you're going to be updating them over and over again, restarting the server gets a bit clumsy. So what you can do instead is go into the MMS folder. So if we come out to here, let me... and so hopefully you can see that. If you go into the MMS folder and select Profiles, and then the world that you're working on, and then Plugins, 14erEdit, and Ops, you can update brushes here, and they will update immediately, but you will need to run a command, which is /run dealloc file, and then your file name. So in this case, you might make a change to grassbrush.txt. So you run that, and then you would create the brush in the same way again. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope it's been useful. If there's any feedback or anything else you would like to know about 14erEdit, please ask in the comments, and I'll be sure to forward your query to someone else. But that's going to be it from me. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.